All right, guys. Welcome back. This is John with Trader for Life. This week has been a very good week for us, and we've able to get a lot of gains, profit on this week and also the last week. So we want to keep continue doing that. Before we do that, let's make sure that we go into the chart, understanding the chart. What is the technical chart basically telling us where to go for next week, and then we execute the plan based on that. All right, without further ado, let's digging into it. I want to talk about a couple stocks as well, but before we start, let's go with digging into the overall of the major stock ETF. The first thing that I want to do, I want to take a look at the XPX, which is SP 500. As you can see right here, we're basically making a very good bounce from the last pullback. We have the trade war. For those of you who are new with the stock, we had a trade wars coming in, and then after that, the stock basically pulling back, and we broke the 280.50 major support, and then basically it flushed down into the 200 moving average, which is the red line, and then from there we do have a fail breakdown, and basically now it's shooting up, and then now all the short seller, is covering their position. So now SPY is basically going back and close above the 50 moving average, which is indicate that the buyer basically happy with this purchase, and also they're expecting the Fed. I believe the Fed also came on this day and spoke on announced that they will do anything that they will in their power basically to support the market. If the trade war basically slowing down the economy, so they're willing to cut the rate, and also if they're basically willing to flood the economy with more money. So and then after that, people like that news, and everything goes up. Now, let's take a look at the SPX also, just to see the cash. The SPX is close just in the 50 moving average, so it's not above. Okay, that's a little bit difference right there. However, that is still bullish at this moment. We do break into this range, the upper range. So the bearish sentiment is basically is out now. It's no longer in the plate. Everybody probably expecting bullish or neutral at this moment. Now let's take a look at the other not indicator, the stock like Nasdaq. Nasdaq also play a big play, especially on the tech industry. The same thing, we do broke the 200 moving average. We found the support here, and then the market basically the same time with the SPY. What we saw, it bounced, and now is basically not close to the 50 moving average. So it's something to note. So if Monday we go up, we're probably gonna test that 50 moving average. Um, Now market has been going up 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and then Monday will be the fifth day if it goes up. Okay, if it goes up, um, I believe there's a rumor that China will talk with U.S. on this Sunday. So anything, any tweet or any news come up from there that will set another tone where the market will go, either with going down and then stay within the range, this range, okay? Or we basically go to 50 moving average and then blast off. So now the other one, let's take a look at RWM, which is um, the Russell. So this is a small cap. It's basically below 250. So this is something to note. There's still a weakness on this sector. Okay, it's basically above the major support that broke. now we basically still below 50 and 200. Okay. Now let's take a look at the IBB, which is the biotech, and the same thing. This is also a weak sector. As you notice that we haven't really breached the other high here, but we above the last breakout again. We still in the downtrend channel. Okay, it probably start breaking out soon. As you can see, if I can just glance here a little bit, if you pull that, there we go. We're breaking out on this area. So this is something to note, and this is something to see if we can reach this resistance right there. So we do have more room to go up on this um, IBB, which is the biotech. Okay, so that's something that you want to pay attention. Any biotechs, it has room to go up. Okay, you can see the MACD is also going up, crossing the red line. So this is something I want to take a note here. IBB sector. There will be something that we want to scan and take a look what stock that we can purchase based on the move, especially next week. And keep in mind, everything depends on the news coming up this Sunday. Okay, it's a rumor that I pay attention because that will set up the direction of the stock. All right, the next thing is Dow, which is DIA. It's basically the same setup. It broke the major support, fail, and then come back, and then start closing in about 200. 50 moving average. So it's neutral at this moment. And now the other one is semiconductor, SMH. SMH, it's weak, but it does above the 200, but it's below the 50. So it does have room to go up in this level. Okay, this one has more power and it has very good level. We're basically testing this resistance. 104.50. Okay, if it goes above that, then it does have room to go up to 109, 108 area, 108 to 109. Okay, all right. So those are the major indices, the ETF. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the TLT, which is the bond. This has been surging a lot lately because of the sell-off. But the funny thing is when the stock goes up on the previous 4 days, and this is something that you need to pay attention. TLT, the bond is always a reverse, what you call that, the correlation between the stock and the bond. So if the stock goes up, the bond normally goes down. In this case, they both are running up at the same time. So that's something that you need to pay attention. One of them will give wrong information here. Either the stock will continue to go down, or the TLT are people basically selling their bond and then they move the money to the stock. Okay, that's something you need to pay attention. Also next week, because this is I would say not normal situation. The other thing is also gold. Gold also considered as a safe haven, or people also consider as a hedge to inflation. It's been surging a lot, and I did mention it. I missed this potential bull run up. If you see this, it broke that. The problem is it gapped up, and I cannot chase. On my strategy, I never want to chase, and which is I do miss this. It moved almost 4 points above. That's a lot of money, to be honest with you, that I missed. So I do expect gold to continue going up higher this year and also next year because a lot of uncertainty of the market. Okay, but gold now it's reaching out the resistance, so I'm expecting it's going to be a pullback. From that pullback, I would like to sell a credit put on probably around this area. or maybe a little bit lower just to be on the safe side. That's not really the support because we broke that. Um, the other support is probably in this area. Um, yeah, if I see that, that would be the around the 122, um, around 122-ish. That would be the best area, but also this major right here, I can sell it for 125 as well and just play to go sideways in this area. Um, Keep in mind, just play small, just in case if it will break down again. If it does going up, of course you're making money, so that's not really a big deal. All right, so now gold. One thing I noticed, silver is a little bit lagging. I don't know why. It's not the same chart as gold. As you can see, I think people are buying gold because they do feel gold is the best route to hedge or put their money in at the moment because of the uncertainty. Silver is more like a full man hedging um, area that people, I mean, it's cheaper, right? So not a lot of people can afford to buy a gold with 1,300 to, yeah, this is about 1,300 per ounce. So, but of course, if you do want to hold gold for a long term, it's always a good thing to buy gold bar or gold coins, and then you just basically put it on your safe deposit and go from there. If you do want to keep it, but of course it's going to be a cold money, it's going to be sitting doing nothing. So it's either you put it on a stock, you put it on gold, or you put it in fast in the property. Everybody has their own preferences, right? I would prefer to go into the property and stock and um, anything that give me an interest that will grow. I don't want to spend too much money on gold and sitting cash unless it's a liquid, like GLD is a liquid. I can sell it anytime. I can buy it anytime. Um, so that's just my tip. I don't want to go deeper into those stuff. All right. So now the next thing is um, let me see. Let me see my list here. 15 minutes. All right. The next thing I want to talk is oil. Oil. It's, oil has been a very good sell-off recently. Let me see if I can get this secret under CL. See what we do. Okay. All right. Let's go to my toss here, and let's go plug it in CL. All right. As you can see, I did tell the member on my group that we did sell off into the support area. Um, and it did bounce 3 points from here. 51, oh, I'm sorry, 50, 50 or 50, 35. That was the lowest on also the same time, I believe, on Thursday. Let me change that to 1 hours. 50, this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Wednesday, okay. So Wednesday, I mentioned that, hey, I told the member, hey, this is the support. We did um, we did not go all the way to 50, of course, but because I set up an alert there, because I'm expecting it might, have the potential to reach 49, but it did not. As you can see, if I change it to 1 hour chart here, sorry, not 1 hour weekly. That's what we have. So you can see right here, there's red bar. It has that 50 line. So we're close to the support, and then it bounced up. The sell-off on the oil, I don't think it's done yet because although a lot of people talk about, hey, summer, normally the oil goes up because a lot of people consume more, they go to summer vacation, yada, yada, right? So I think this sell-off is not done because of the squeeze that I see, and also I think this bounce is just a minor bounce, and you might go this way to 57. The summer, normally people take vacation, so a lot of traders also, the big trader normally they don't participate a lot on the movement, so a probably will see this go up to 57 before it start going down. And then it's testing this double bottom on this 50 area, or maybe a triple bottom from here if you calculate that one as well. So this is something that I want to play as well, especially I want to sell a credit put spread. So just to play a minor bounce and also a sideways condition. So that's something that maybe okay, my pen doesn't work. So maybe a couple of the refinery oil like SLB, okay, that it has a potential to bounce here. We are in the support, so be careful. We are out of the channel here. So if I duplicate these as well, you can also pull that, but that's not really connected anywhere, as you can see. So it does have a potential to go down if the market selling off. So this is something that you have to pay attention on Sunday night. I think that news will come eventually if it does set a good progress between China and US talk. Then it does have the potential to go up and it goes to this upper channel. I don't expect it's going to be a lot of bumps, but we'll see. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. Nobody knows unless you have an insider information. But yeah, SLB is another potential that I want to take a look next week because I want to play on the oil. I can sell the, let's see if I put a daily. The support is basically on 34.46. That was the lowest. So let's change that. I'm going to change it to alert. Tell me, hey, if it goes beyond that, then I'll get out. You want to put a small stop loss here, or you can also set alert. Hey, if it reach this level, 37, which is above the EMA right there. The EMA right here. That will be my green one. That will be a simple moving average of 20. Okay. That will be, if it's above that, then it does have more power to go up, maybe on top of the Bollinger Band, around 40 area. But yeah, we just have to pay attention. This is very early in the setup, so I just have to pay attention more next week. So that's SLB. There's also a lot of potential, like how it's below the support, major support right there. You can see let's go to weekly, so you can see what the major. Yep, it is low. Lower. It's also low. They got killed pretty badly. COP Pro Phillips. This is one of the strong stock right here, but it's also testing the support right there. You can see triple bottom with triple, not bottom, but triple support right there. You can see, yeah, this is also another thing that I can take a look at. COP, SLB. And then another thing is ExxonMobil. You can also look at that. Yeah, this one has very nice bounce here on Friday. Although it's only looks like 27 cents, but they bounced from minus 70 for $4 bounce. And then it closed above the red candle on the previous week. So which is it has more power to go up here. So I do want to look this, and the squeeze is basically setting up here. So we don't know which direction it's going to go. Let's go to daily. Yeah, this is I like this play. So if I want to take the credit spread, I'm probably going to take a look at the XLM right here instead of SLB. Okay. For those of you guys are new with option and credit spread, basically I'm selling the 70, 50, say 70, 76 is the lowest. So I'm selling 70, 50, and then I'm buying probably around 69.50. So that will be $1 spread. So if we look at here, okay, this is going to be, I'm going to cover this option play on my group. We, I want to set up some material first, and then people that basically join the group, they can take the advantage of learning the credit put spread from there. So 70/50, we just have a lot of credit. So I don't really know if I really want to play this because you only have 60, let's do 67.5. So 12 cents credit. I normally play about 10 contracts. You can also play one or two, but keep in mind the smaller the number of contracts, you still have to pay commission. So the commission must be, the trade must be worth of your time and the commission, otherwise you probably lose money right away. Right? So if I do trade 10, so it'll be like $120 credit, but it gives me about two and a half. I'm sorry, three spreads times 10, which is $3,000 margin. I do not like because the return is very small, 120. You know, that's, that's really less than 10%. So let's take a look. Anything else? Maybe XLB. XLB, I was looking at around 34 earlier. Um, Now we can try to sell this to 33 and a half. So 22 cents, giving me about 2,000, I'm sorry, $1,000 margin. So this is better. This is about 22% return. And then you do have about 2 weeks time expiration. And then if you look at this, the time, I'm sorry, not the time, the implied volatility about $2 move. So if I'm on 35 right now, right, and then minus $2, let's say go down to $2 roughly. So it does against me. That would be about 33 something, right? But that's if. Remember, it's a if, right? A big if, because if it's going up, then this 22 cents it will decrease, become 20 cents, 15 cents, and then eventually, if it's on the June 21st, that will become closer to 5 cents or zero. Okay, if it's keep going up. Now, if it's sideways, yes, it's gonna keep decreasing. What is your break-even point here? You sell the 34.50, right? And then you need to minus 22 cents. So your break-even point will be 34 and 28 cents. So you do not want SLB below 34.28 by June 21st, because that will start against your money, okay, your margin. Okay, you do have an option to roll over to or to roll down, but I'm not going to go down too much deeper on that strategy. I just want you guys to understand this, and then we'll tackle the step by step how you protect your money. Okay. All right. So that's for the SLB oil stuff. I want to talk about BY and the Beyond Meat. This is the uh, meat on cannabis. Kidding, it's not, but the way the market moved from 45 IPO all the way to 150, oh my gosh, it's crazy. It is crazy. So they had an earning on Friday, opened at around 125, and then it pushed higher, and now basically closed around 140. This is one of the stock I mentioned last week. Um, Remember, anytime that you want to enter a trade, you need to pay attention when is their earning. You don't want to get killed with this move, or maybe it goes down. If you are in the right, um, I would say in the right movement, then yes, you're making money. But if you're in the wrong place, a wrong call, right? Then you're probably losing a lot of money. People that basically short this stock, it was around 100. Now they have to cover all this this move because they're losing $20, $30, $40 or more if they don't short. Okay. Now, if people have money, they can double down here, and I do, I do expect this stock will go down. Okay. We don't know when. So $150 for a burger is a lot. It's way expensive for the evaluation. So I do expect this will go down back to a 100 minimum. Okay. Let me see if I can find indication here. Send spotlight, erasing, maybe I can use this. So I do, oops, that. So drawing arrow. So I do expect we're gonna go sideways, sideways, and then pull up again. Okay. Now, if we breach this 150 area, I do still want to short it. It's way too much, to be honest with you. Um, there's no value here. But keep in mind, play with small short, and then as it's against you, you can short it more and bring down um, your cost basically lower. So what I can do here for the BYND, okay, let's take a look. 2 weeks here. So June um, 21 here. Okay. You have two options. Either you sell the call, okay, or you buy the put. Okay. I tend more likely into the seller rather than the buy because you do expect this is a 2 week play. So if you are wrong, okay, let's say if it's against you, the option it will expire. So you have to understand that. So if you are a seller, if you're selling it, that means you're taking a credit. So if it's expired worthless, so that means you're crediting. Let's say you're just selling one here, okay, single. So you're selling only one, so you're basically pocketing $600 credit on this. So that's basically a win, right? So let's say if it expired worthless and it doesn't go beyond 150. If it does against you beyond 150, you can roll over, realize this wrong, realize loss, and then take another profit. I'm sorry, take another roll over to July, so you have extra time to play. So that will give you another about $2, um, yeah, about $2 to $3 more credit, so around 300 more. So which is good. So that will be my take for BYND Beyond Meat. Let's go to the next one. I know I'm running very late here. Tesla. Tesla. This is the trade that we went into. I mentioned in the group. I basically pull 175, 180. I'm sorry, 175, 170 put credit spread. I took $500 credit, $700 credit, and then I sell it for $500 credit profit. And then the next day, I see there's another potential. I basically increase my position to 180 to 180. I'm sorry, 185, selling 185, buying 180 put. I took another $700 um, credit, and that expired worthless now. Total gain just on the Tesla play is around 1,800. So that's a good thing. And I'm gonna continue playing this because I think it does have potential to go up to around 220 or around 230. That was the last support that was broken, and also 250 was also the major support. So it does have potential to run, but I do expect to pull back first, and then after that I'm gonna scoop more and then play from there. Eventually, this is my play either upside or sideways. It's not gonna go down in Tesla 175 at the time being. Okay, so that's my take on Tesla. Um, The next thing is Apple. You know what? Let's skip Apple. AMD. I did mention AMD on my weekly call. One of my member basically asked about AMD Play. They did purchase AMD here around around 27, and then she sold it when it broke out, and then around 31.50-ish. So that's a good, nice play for her. Another thing I mentioned is if it break 30, then of course it's gonna go to 32 something here, and now it's gonna probably try to test 34. I'm not a believer to chase, although the squeeze is telling me it does have room to grow, but it is on the overbought situation. So 34 will be the top, and then you can take a profit from there if you long on it. Doku. I do like this stock. It has an earning. The company is doing very well. Earning is good. I don't know why it's selling off, but it does have potential from 42 to and then close to 47, so 48. So it bounced about 6 points from the low on the earning. Um, I do want to see where this is going, but it does breach these major support. So 49. I just have to pay attention to where is it going next week. If we're gonna breach back, then I'm gonna start buying. If it's gonna stay in this area, I'm probably gonna sell credit this on this support area. Okay, that's for DocuSign. EA, I like this EA play. Um, it's still on the triangle, so I think it will break this area, which it does right now. Um, Summer, it's here. Normally, the summertime, if you look at the history, the gaming industry does have potential to move up. This is June right here. As you can see, up, 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 and then start selling in July. Of course, I don't know what happened to this, but we don't want to go into that right now. Month, if you look at the history back here, let's say February, March, May, June, you can see right there, there's a big pop, right? I think there's a news there, or maybe there's an earning. I don't think it's an earning. Maybe they just released a new game. Then also right here, you can see June. There's also a pop. So I do like EA overall. I do think the stock probably try to gain that $100 again. Um, so let's take a look at the other gaming industry. ATBI, which is the Blizzard. Um, 5 minutes. See that. It does help the support 3980, which is the last low. Um, this is also has potential to go up. It's just going sideways in this um, monthly. Yeah, it does have power to go up here. Monthly is squishing, is coming back again. Weekly also, and then the daily. Oh yeah, this is a good one. So this is something that I want to play next week. If EA able to pull that, then ATMI and also I forgot what's the other company. The other company, Take-Two. Oh, Take-Two is not even close to lower right here, so it's been going up. So yeah, ATMI does have potential to go up. That will be a very good play. Intel. So I do have a position here. I bought it back in 45, and then it go down. I double down, and basically it popped. I took the profit here around $525 minus commission, and it does have a potential as I mentioned on my group. 48 will be my potential target, but of course with the news and everything, that's why I took the profit first. If it does pull back, let's say on Monday, I do want to go long here. 45 is my base, and I want to buy, and I want to keep this for a long play up back to 42. Okay, just keep in mind that will be my strategy. If it does not pull back, let's say pop, then there's nothing for me to I mean, I don't want to chase it. It just depends how far the pop, and also if it does have a potential to sell credit with spread here. Okay. Other than that, that's it. That's all I have. If you want to follow me, my Instagram is is Tyrex Inc. Tyrexinc. I do have a weekly call with my group also, and then my stock group that I mentioned all this strategy. Um, you do have the preview basically on my uh, posting here, but of course you don't see all my in and out alerts. So if you're interested, feel free to reach out to me, DM me on Instagram, and then we'll hook you up with the group, and then we go from there. Have a great weekend, and then enjoy your time with family. Um, and let's make more money. Yeah.